Well, my name is An Pham. I was one of the 23 people that have been subpoenaed, and on the 24th of September, my home was also raided by the FBI. And I'm here with Margaret Randall, and we were just here for a meeting, and Margaret spoke very wonderfully, and I wanted to take this moment to ask Margaret a little bit about her own experience with our government, and to ask her what she thinks about this current case involving the subpoenas around the FBI.
Well, I'll answer the last question first. What I think about the case, the subpoenas, is that they're appalling. I mean, it's sad to me that after the Bush years, when so many of us thought that things were going to get better with Obama, that these policies haven't been changed, this harassment, this persecution, because there's no other word for it, hasn't been abolished. I mean, this idea of keeping a nation in fear as a way of controlling it, I think is really, it's a desperate move, but it's a tragic move, because I understand, and I'm sure you all understand, that the 23 of you are not the only victims. These things are staged to keep people from protesting, to keep whole communities, nations from speaking out, from defending justice, from defending truth, out of fear. And that is really the policy of fascism. And, you know, I'm not saying that we have a fascist government at this point, but these kinds of actions very much concern me. And so you have my total solidarity.
I appreciate that. And you were saying that during your time, I guess the catchword was communist, and today the catchword seems to be terrorist. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Well, there's always some group that's being demonized. It's part of the fear tactic, you know, don't associate with these people, don't have anything to do with them, don't help them, don't even listen to them. Because we have a legal communist party in this country, and yet for so long, and still today, I think the word communist is a word for demonization, it's a word that's misunderstood. There's no real communist country in the world at this point, but it is still used in that way. And of course, since the tragic attack on September 11th, 2001, the word has become terrorist. It's the word that is used, usually synonymous with Muslims or Arabic people. But anyone, Palestinians, anyone who can be called a terrorist by our government, that's a cause for shunning, for avoiding, for not listening to, for not working on behalf of. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's part of the distortion of language, which as a poet I resent personally, but which keeps a whole nation in ignorance, really, because we have no idea what these people believe. They don't all believe the same thing, you know. They're not one people. Just as communists, there's communism or there's socialism in the Scandinavian countries, in Cuba, there was in the Eastern European countries, in the Soviet Union, but all those communisms were different, and the same. So these are catch-all terms that are used to keep people in ignorance, to imbue people with fear, and I think it's just a shame in a country where we're always talking about, you know, how we educate people and our public school system, and which is in a shambles. We're much more interested in testing people, testing students, than in allowing them to think or encouraging them to think. And this use of language, this banding about of words, without any real attempt to use words that mean something and explain what they mean and explain the differences. This is what keeps a nation in ignorance. And a nation in ignorance is a nation that can be controlled. So
My last question is, since the raids on my home and other people's homes and the subpoenas and the ongoing subpoenas, I and others have been very touched by the outpouring of support from the community and from people all over the country and actually all over the world. And during your speech today, you talked a lot about the huge support that you got during your case. Can you speak about the importance of the support of the community for cases like ours?
It's not only important, it's absolutely essential. And I say that on a political level and, of course, as you know, on a very personal level. Going through these kinds of cases, suffering this kind of oppression and indignity. I mean, people coming into your house and taking your computers and your cell phones, and it's such a violation of human dignity. And of course, that's what it's intended to be. And so when one gets solidarity from one's community and other people and people around the world around these issues, it's not only politically important to pass the word, to educate and so forth, but it's personally what sustains you. I remember, I'll just tell you a very short story. When I was going through my case, I was adopted by a 5th grade class in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I live. 5th grade class at the grade school where I had studied when I was in 5th grade. And the whole class adopted me, and they had a party for me at the end of the year with a cake that said that they hoped I won my case. And this is probably about in the middle of the case. And all the students wrote me letters. And one student, who was a Sikh, wrote me a letter, and it said, "I know just how you feel, Ms. Randall. Everyone hates me too."
Oh.
And it was that human connection that is so much deeper and ultimately so much longer lasting than what you're going through today and the other 22 are going through today, or what I went through so many years ago. These cases come and go, but what sustains us for our lives, for our work, for our hope, is just that kind of human connection.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and good luck.